Today we're going to do this fruit tier list. I think it should be a good time, and I'm going to give a little anecdote, funny little haha anecdote from my personal life on every single one that I can. Green apples and red apples. I'm going to put them both in A tier. I, for like over a decade, was allergic to apples, which I know sounds crazy, but there was like something in the skin that like made my mouth and throat itch a little bit. So for a long time, I just did not eat apples. And if I did, it was when they were like cooked in an apple pie or something. Until this past fall, when I went apple picking with a friend on a whim, because I just wanted to go apple picking. I didn't even like want to eat the apples. I just wanted to go apple picking and do like a fall activity. So we went and I had some apples and they didn't hurt my mouth. But that also means for over a decade, I had to explain to people why I couldn't have apples or why I didn't want apples. It was just annoying, you know? So I'm gonna put them in A tier. Even though they do taste good, I just don't have like a ton of experience eating apples, you could say, which I know is a weird sentence, but it is what it is. Apricots, I'm gonna put in C tier. I don't think apricots are necessarily bad, but I've only ever had the dried ones because that was all my dad would ever buy when I was a kid. So I wasn't a huge fan of those. And I have no idea what the real ones taste like. Avocado, big fan, huge. Anyway, avocado. I don't think I have any specific anecdotes to go with this one, but they're just good. They're creamy, they're rich in flavor, and I like them. Bananas, another S tier. I don't know if I want to say this anecdote. You know, sometimes when you're thinking about sex, you want to have like experience before your first time, right? Because you don't want to go in and be embarrassed about what you can and cannot do. I'm sure you can figure out the rest of the anecdote. For bananas. Blackberries, A tier. Actually, no, these are another. No, I'll put them A tier. They're good. We used to have a blackberry bush growing up when I was a kid. It was in like a little ditch that we had in our front yard. And one time I was playing and I wanted to get some, but I slipped and fell into the bush and got cut up on like all the thorns. Pretty inexciting anecdote, I know, but it's what I got. Black currants I've never had. Blueberries are another S tier. I love blueberries. Also in my front yard as a child. This wasn't like naturally there like the blackberries were, but at some point my mom like redid like a little front garden area and she put some blueberries in there and they used to pump out blueberries. We'd get like a batch every like week or two in the like summer, right? Until one year where we went outside to start picking blueberries and there was just an enormous flock of crows that just completely decimated the bush and it never really recovered, which was sad. Cantaloupe, A tier. I like cantaloupe. They used to be my favorite fruit. I think the thing that has made me like them less is just that they're kind of annoying to like cut and open, you know? Not unlike coconut, but I'm gonna put coconut B tier. I don't have a funny anecdote for these. I just think that like the effort that goes into opening them is not worth the flavor you get, you know? You gotta chisel it, put like a hammer into a fruit just to get like a little bit of slightly sweet coconut stuff from the inside. Not really worth it, IMO. Cherries, D tier. I hate cherries. By far the worst fruit ever. I do not like them at all. I just don't like the way they taste. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The fact they have the world's tiniest pits doesn't help them either though. Cranberries, I'm gonna put B tier. I used to hate cranberries, but over time I grew to like them more. I think as I got older, I started liking tart stuff more. You know, as a kid, you know, you just love sweet shit. But they became like refreshing to me at some point in like high school. I also, to be fair, don't have them very often. I pretty much only have them at like Thanksgiving. So maybe that's part of it too, but I like them. They're not like amazing, but I do enjoy them. Dates? I don't think I've ever had. Dragon fruit, I'm gonna put C tier. They don't taste awful, but they are so disappointing. I remember for years as a child, I would beg my parents to buy one because it was a dragon fruit and I was like a 10-year-old boy, right? Obsessed with dragons and also I loved fruit. So like dragon fruit, it's gotta be amazing. It was not. It's one of the most bland fruit I've ever had to this day. Maybe that's just like the American version, right? Maybe authentic dragon fruit actually tastes good, but I was highly disappointed the first time I had a dragon fruit. And frankly, every time after that, I have never not been disappointed by it. Big. I'm gonna put this B tier. I like the way it tastes. When I was in 3rd grade, people used to call me a fig. I didn't realize at the time, but they were just trying to get away with calling me the F slur in front of teachers, I think. Gooseberries. Have not tried. Grapefruit. I love grapefruit. Grapefruit is another fruit that my parents would get growing up, and I always liked it then, but for whatever reason, they had these like insane torture spoons that you ate the grapefruit with. They were like spoons that had serrated edges. I think they were called grapefruit spoons because they like help you dig through the sides and shit, but it made me low-key not like grapefruit as much. Because whenever I ate it, it would like irritate my mouth because of the stupid spoon. Then I moved out and started eating them without grapefruit spoons, and I like them a lot more. Grapes. I'm gonna put them B tier. I don't think I have really any anecdotes with grapes. I do think I like red grapes more than white grapes. I think it's mostly just an aesthetic thing. I don't know. I like both though. Kiwis. Another A tier. Actually, I'll bump them up to S. I really like kiwis. I don't have anything funny to say about them though. Lemons, I'm gonna put A tier. I think lemons are high-key underrated. The flavor of lemon goes so well with so many things. And I will put them A tier because even now, whenever I get water with lemon, I will just eat the lemon slice. That's how much I like lemon. Is it bad for my teeth? Yes. But like, I like the way it tastes. Plus I take plenty good care of my teeth anyway, you know? I actually floss, believe it or not. So like, let me eat a lemon every once in a while. Limes, I'm gonna put one tier lower. I think limes are a little bit too acidic for me, but they can be good in like certain situations. Lychee, I've never tried. Mango, I'm gonna put A tier. I used to love mangoes, and I think I still do, but I think the taste has lost its luster for me, you could say. Nectarine. Nectarines remind me of peaches, but a little bit worse. I think I just don't like the texture of the skin, but they were another fruit like apples that I just didn't eat very often because it hurt my mouth. Oranges are S tier. I don't think I need to explain why. They're just great. I love oranges. Papayas are like the same as dragon fruit for me. I was always interested in them, but the taste was ultimately disappointing. Same with passion fruit, actually. Passion fruit might have actually been decent. I don't know, it's been a while since I've had a passion fruit. I think I'll put it in I've never had it. I have had it, I just don't remember it at all. Peaches, I do like. I especially for some reason like peach yogurt. Like regular peaches are good too, but like peach Greek yogurt, that really does it for me. I buy that more than actual peaches. A pear. I love pears. This is probably a hot take, but I do think pears are better than apples. 1000%. Maybe not 1000% better, but like they are better for sure. Persimmon, I've never had. Pineapple, I love. Back when I was first making content, I wanted to make a pineapple part of my branding. And then I learned that it's like low-key, like a sign for hookers, or not hookers. like an emblem for swingers, which I don't have anything against, right? I just feel like it would be weird to have in my marketing when I'm not a swinger. Mostly because I'm single, but still. Plums, I do like. Haven't had them in forever, but they're not bad. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is another, I'm gonna put it actually B tier. Pomegranate is another one of those fruit that I liked, or that I like, it's one of those fruits that got unintentionally hyped up for me in like elementary school because they were like a big deal in the Percy Jackson books, I think, or some other book. So I really wanted to try one, and when I did, I was ultimately disappointed. Now, I don't mind them. I don't think they're bad, but they're also just so much work. It's so much effort to get those seeds out. Pomelo, I've never had. Raspberries, I'm gonna put C tier. I'm not a big raspberry guy. I think I just don't like the texture. So many of the raspberries I have are just like mushy and fuzzy. I just don't like them. Definitely not as much as blackberries. A red currant I have not had. Star fruit is yet another one, like dragon fruit. This one though, I think was either from Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon. That's where I first learned about starfruit, and they were like super valuable in that game, right? So I wanted to try them, and I was ultimately disappointed. They didn't taste bad, and they do look cool, but they were just a little bit underwhelming. Strawberries are an easy S tier. I don't think I have any anecdotes for strawberries, but I will say, after going to Japan and having some strawberries there, I've realized just how terrible American strawberries are. All right, tangerines. I'm gonna put tangerines S tier because they didn't have clementines. I think tangerines and clementines are pretty similar. They're just oranges that are easier to peel, which I think is so good. So good. Watermelon. I think A tier. It's either A or S. I like watermelon a lot. Although I used to be scared to eat it when I was a child, like I think most children were, because my parents told me the black seeds would grow in my stomach. So I would look over every slice of watermelon like I was inspecting it for ticks, and then I would eat it. Obviously now, I know that, well, first of all, you can usually just feel them in your mouth when you have a black seed in your mouth. And second of all, even if you do swallow them, you're not gonna turn into a watermelon like that one cartoon, you know? That one insane YouTube video. Honeydew, C tier. It's just cantaloupe, but worse. Asian pears I've never had. Guava, I'm gonna put B tier. Guava is like the one fruit that I like heard about, like of the like dragon fruit, papaya, star fruit selection that I actually thought lived up to the hype. I did like guava and it liked me. Blood oranges, I'm gonna put A tier. I think they're just a little bit more tart than regular oranges, although the name is crazy, I gotta say. Blood oranges goes hard. Custard apple I have not had. Ground cherries I have not had. Kumquat I have not had. Mulberry I have not had. Raisins, I'm gonna put like D tier. I think they are just grapes, but like way worse, you know? Also, white grapes don't deserve to be in D tier. I'm gonna put them in C tier. Raisins are just not great. When I was in like 2nd grade though, my mom used to give me like she used to give me like yogurt covered raisins as part of like my school lunch, but I didn't like them. So I would they look like little rocks, right? So I would just flick them at my friends in class instead. That's the only positive memory I have with raisins. Jackfruit, I have never had. Mangosteen, I've never had. Rambutan, I've never had. White currants, I've never had. Sour cherries are D tier because they're just cherries, but a little bit worse. And I think that's the list. Pretty solid list, huh?